All right, this is lesson 1.1. I can add integers with the same sign. So a little bit of a refresher from last time. We were talking about what an integer is. An integer is a positive or negative whole number. So this first section, understanding integers, we did the example together. A diver descended 20 meters. Because he descended, it's negative, so we write negative 20. And then we went through 1 through 4. An elevator ride down 27 stories is going to be represented by negative 27. A $700 profit is going to be represented by positive 700. 46 degrees below zero is represented by negative 46. And a gain of 12 yards is represented by positive 12. All right, so today we're starting whole number operations. When we add 183 plus 78, we start at the right, we add the corresponding columns, and then move left. So 3 plus 8 is 11. So I'm going to write a 1 here because 11 has a 1 in the ones place. It also has a 1 in the tens place. That 1 is going to carry over. So now I add 1 plus 8 plus 7, which is 16. There's a 6 in the ones place and a 1 in the tens place. Now I have 1 plus 1, which is 2. All right, and now number 6. We're going to start with 677 and subtract 288. We still start on the right and move to the left. If we don't have enough in the top number to subtract the bottom number, like 7 minus 8 is going to be a negative number, we borrow from the one next to it. So if I borrow from that 7, now there's a 6 there. I put a little 1 by the 7, so now I have 17 minus 8, which is 9. And 6 can't subtract 8 either, so I'm going to take away 1 here. Now I have 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. 5 minus 2 is 3. All right, so this should be review. Hopefully you remember how to do that, but it's going to come in handy for when we are adding integers with the same sign. All right, so we practiced on number lines in last notes. We're not going to do that now. We are going to do 9 through 12. Graph each number on the number line. Positive 7 is all the way over here. I'll color coordinate these. Negative 4 is here, right above negative 5. All right, pause the video, do 11 and 12 on your own. Play the video, see if you got them right. All right, negative 9's before negative 10, closer to 0. That's why I say before, I'm counting from 0. If you're looking left to right, it's after negative 10. All right, last one, 4 is right here. All right, some vocab review on understanding integers. We are going to use the words in the word bank on the top right with a check mark by them and fill in the ovals on this graphic organizer here. So the first one, a negative number. When I look at the 3 boxes, we have 50, negative 50, and then negative 50, comma 50. So the one that's a negative number is the middle one. So in that middle box, I'm going to write negative number. Cross it off from the word bank. All right, next word is opposites. Negative 50 and positive 50 are opposites. So I'm going to write that in the third bubble. And then positive number, that first number, 50, is positive. So I'm going to write positive in that oval. And then the last word is whole number. Well, all of these are whole numbers, so that could go in any of the 3 boxes. Any of the 3 bubbles, but it's just whole number singular, not plural. So we're just going to put it in the first 2. You could put it in the third one. All right, next section, complete the sentences using the preview words. So the absolute value goes here. The absolute value of a number gives its distance from 0. And the next one says the sum of a number and its blank is 0. The word that goes there is opposite. The sum of a number and its opposite is 0. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on adding integers with the same sign. One way we would use actual coins if we were in class. Luckily, the textbook has pictures of it. So we have positive counters and negative counters. This would normally be a two-sided coin. One side is yellow, one side is red. We're going to use the yellow side as positive and the red side as negative. So if I have 3 yellow coins and I add 4 more yellow coins, how many counters are there in total? There are 7. So positive 3 plus positive 4 is 7. We added that by counting the total. So part B, we have 5 negative and 3 negative. Negative 5 plus negative 3 is negative 8. How many counters are there total? There are 8. Since the counters are negative, what is the sum? The sum is negative 8. How did we find that? We found the total of negatives. So let's reflect on that. When adding two numbers with the same sign, what sign do you use for the sum? You use the sign of the numbers that you were adding. So a positive plus a positive is a positive, and a negative plus a negative is a negative. All right, another way to think of this is by adding on a number line. So in this example, the temperature is 2 degrees below 0. The temperature drops by 5. Well, it started at -2. That's the initial temperature, so we're going to write -2. And it's marked on the number line. And then it drops 5. This is like adding -5 or going down 5. So from -2, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The temperature is now -7. So the temperature is -7 or 7 degrees below 0. All right, so let's reflect on that. What if the temperature was -1 and drops by 3? -1 plus -3 is -4. And how would using a number line to find the sum 2 plus 5 be different from using a number line to find the sum -2 plus -5? Well, when we're using negatives, we're going away from 0. That's negative. When we use positives, we go above 0. They're the same distance, but one is negative, one's further away from 0 in the negative direction, and the positive goes further away from 0 in the opposite direction. All right, so what are two other negative integers that have the same sum as -2 and -5? Well, we said -2 and -5, the sum is -7. So you could say -1 plus -6 equals -7. You could also say -3 plus -4 equals -7. All right, so here's a fancy way to phrase what we just learned. To add integers with the same sign, add the absolute values of the integers and use the sign for the integers of the sum. So if you're adding negatives, it's just like adding the absolute value of those negatives and then putting the negative sign in your final answer. So if we're looking to find -7 plus -6, we know the absolute value of -7 is 7, the absolute value of -6 is 6. So we could just add +7 and +6. We know that's 13. So then our final answer of -7 plus -6 is going to be -13. If it's easier for you to think of the red and yellow counters or a number line, just do that. All right, so let's reflect on this. Does the commutative property of addition apply when you add two negative integers? Yes, it would. You can add them in any order as long as you keep the negative sign. So commutative property of addition is saying, 2 plus 5 equals 5 plus 2. If we use negative numbers, we have -2 plus -5 is still equal to -5 plus -2. All right, last one. Choose any two negative integers. Is the sum of the integers less than or greater than the value of either of those integers? Well, if they're negative, you add more negatives, you're going to be even more negative than you started, which is further away from 0, but it's further away from 0 in the left direction, in the negative direction, which is smaller. So it's going to be less than if both integers are negative. All right, take a second, pause the video, see if you can do a couple of these on your own. in a couple seconds, I'm going to fill them all in. So if you pause it, check them out, play the video, see if you got them right. All right, your assignment today is to do numbers 3 through 15 odd. That is just the left side. Email me if you need any help.